Something weird is happening on Twitter. Yes, Twitter. No, I'm not calling it X. X. Oof. Elon can cope. Over the last few weeks, there has been a full blown tsunami of racist hate unleashed on Indians. And not the subtle, oh, where are you really from kind of racism. No, I'm talking about open, naked, sweaty, racist bile posted proudly by people whose profile pictures are Pepe the Frog or Dank Cats. Just sample this. Please don't troll us, sir. Or with the hashtag Pajit, showing a meme of Indians being crushed and trampled by invaders. White invaders. This is an account reacting to London Mayor Sadiq Khan saying, I fear for my family's safety. Uncle Bucky here says, only thing this guy should fear is a shower and body soap. With hashtags like smelly Indian, dot head, curry and phone scammer. Here's one more. They love to LARP with this image. Wait a minute, stay on that image. Here is one more. Good morning from the Holy Land. These two images are being spammed constantly everywhere in the last few weeks. At first glance, I thought, okay, classic case of AI fail. Mid-Journey or some other AI generator image generation software had a stroke. It happens. Hallucinations. But no, this is a real person. His name is Rajendra Panchal. Channel friend Zubair found out about him. Let me read it in full. The person shown in this photo is Mr. Rajendra Panchal, who works as a helper in Maharashtra. At the age of 1, he fell on his face and broke his jaw, which remained fused shut. Due to financial constraints, his parents could not get him treated. Growing up with the deformity, he faces taunts about his appearance, which made him withdrawn and introverted. For 38 years, he survived only on a liquid diet. In 2017, after 39 years, Dr. Garde performed corrective surgery free of cost. The surgery was successful, enabling Rajendra to eat solid food and speak clearly for the first time. For the first time in 2017, after nearly 4 decades, he ate solid food. Almost 40 years of suffering turned into a meme by racist pigs all across the world to throw it back at us Indians. I won't blame you honestly if you quit watching the video right here, right now. All of this is triggering. Yes, it is. This was a very difficult video to write for me. But trust me when I say this, all of this is also happening for a reason. Some of these reasons you can see under Zubair's post itself. Can you address the beloved Indians, brothers and sisters that were abusing the poor Gazan kids? Groiper Max is like, I like to use this image. Cyberjunk is saying, bro, this is an average looking Indian man. You know it is Lamau. So yeah, Twitter is a bloody ugly place right now if you are Indian. And if you are an Indian who possesses this rare ability called critical thinking, this gets confusing and weird. Are people being racist because they're just racist? Or because Indians have been behaving like absolute shits online? Or is it because Elon Musk turned the platform into a Hunger Games arena for grifters and scammers? I mean, yes, the answer is yes to all of these things. But still, I want to go deep into this bizarre situation with the hope that you will learn something about the human condition in the process and what is really going on. Just to let you know, I have made a whole video earlier called Why the World Hates India, and honestly, I thought that was it. I thought we have reached peak global cringe, but clearly I was wrong. I did not touch upon racism back then. This is the video where I want to do it properly. Elon Musk made a change on his blasted hell site Twitter to cause all of this. And now the entire platform has collectively lost its shit. God damn Elon Musk. So, here we go again. This is a video about why the world hates India even more now. This is a video about why thousands of Indians are pretending to be Zionist, Russian, Argentinian, American, and literally anything except Indian. This is a video about the rise of racism on Twitter, how it got so bad, why everyone is angry, and why Indians seem to be burning in the middle of the world's most toxic dumpster fire. On that, I have a bunch of thoughts. So, why did all of this suddenly explode? Why is Twitter now a global racist carnival with Indians as the opening act, the main act, and the after party snacks? Reason number one, Elon Musk. You see, Elon had a brainwave, and which historically means it is bad news for the rest of the world whenever he has a brainwave. Remember back when Elon bought Twitter and turned it into X? Back then, one of his main reasons for doing that was to eradicate fake bots from the social media website, to clean the global town square. Or so he claimed. He declared a holy war on bots. Cut to 2 years later, he has successfully done, well, jack shit. In fact, he managed to make it worse. He removed 50% of Twitter's workforce, including the censorship team. He also loosened the standards for hateful content on the platform. So the bots are still there, but now they are being shitty and earning money? Because in his infinite wisdom, Elon introduced creator payouts based on impressions. Not quality or sanity, just tweet impressions. All of a sudden, people could get their account verified, get a blue tick, buy a blue tick from Elon, then get 5 million impressions on the hell site over 3 months, and connect their bank account to receive payouts. You must have seen people bragging about how much payout they have received. So, shit posting on Twitter is now profitable. Thank you, Elon. And you know what kind of content gets the most amount of views? Rage, hate, outrage. Yeah. Triggering content and manufactured culture wars. Because on the internet, anger travels faster than light and stupidity tends to go mega viral. In short, instead of getting rid of bots, Elon accidentally created an economic incentive for actual people to become bots. And guess who took full advantage of this situation? Enter the South Asian Grifter Industrial Complex. TM. Yes, jobless young Indians have seen this as a golden opportunity and taken full advantage. We have a lot of those in this country. Thousands of grifter accounts flooded the website with random rage bait content. Now, this became a problem. So, Elon did another masterstroke in November. He decided to publicly show the real location of every anonymous account, even non-anonymous made-up accounts. And when he did that, oh boy, oh my god, yeah, things got awkward. Very awkward. Just look at this. Accounts created in the name of Israel and Russia army. Turns out they are from India. Yes, very proud. This Russian account posts wonderful stuff like this. Pakistan is a terrorist country. Do you agree? Here is a Zionist account called Mariana Times with a clearly AI generated profile picture. Turns out also Indian. Here's a random account called La Pulga Reborn. Look at his tweets. He's still a fatty Indian. Indian boy. Indian. Pukey face. He doesn't know you, Indian. Turns out he is from India. Here's an interesting one. This account is called Global Statistics and posts listicles like this one. 100 historically oppressed people. Jews, Armenians, Kashmiri Pandits, Ukrainians, Aboriginal Australians, Indigenous Americans, Irish, Dalits, Roma Gypsies, Kurds, Rohingya, Uyghurs, African Diaspora, Tibetans, Palestinians, Crimean Tatars, Adivasis, Maori, Pontiac Greeks, Bosniaks, Alevis, Mayans, Incas, Ayamara, Baloch, Sikhs, partition era, Druz, Abkhazians, Ossetians, Darfuris, Liberians, civil war victims, Jews, again, Swiss medieval persecution, Beta Israel, Ethiopian Jews, Rohingya refugees in Thailand, Hindus in Pakistan, minorities, Muslims post-partition in India, Asians, old believers, and finally Afro-Cubans. Disclaimer, based on historical and current records, it does not reflect my personal opinion. Sources, various online references. Turns out, account is Indian. Obviously. So, now do you get it? Things have gotten really awkward on that hell site. For us. This sort of grifting was happening at such a massive scale and so many levels that people realized that they were not arguing with Americans or Argentinians or Israelis, Russians, whatever. They were just arguing with Indians and Nigerians as well. Yes, there was a string of IDF babe accounts that were created from Nigeria. Classic. So all of this has led to a bit of a meltdown, to be honest. I mean, racists in the Western world are all for triggering other people. But when they found out that some brown-skinned kids in India were doing the rage baiting, yeah, they got very offended. They lost their shit. In short, Elon's little switch flip of revealing locations on Twitter has made a giant chunk of world realize that they have been catfished by a bunch of Indians. And that became an excuse for the racists to come out in full force. Full force! I mean, racists will take any excuse to be vile, but now the world's richest goblin, Elon Musk, has given them solid reasons to express themselves in the global town square. So that's the scene. Okay, so you know what's going on. Let's get to the meaty part. Why is all of this happening? Brace yourself because there are so many layers here and I'm going to try and peel them back one by one like an onion until you cry. Yeah, you will cry by the end of this. Just saying. Let's start with this interesting sociological phenomena that affects practically all Indians. It's called Indian Prime influencer Narendra Modi gave the Ramnath Goenka lecture this year.
वो साल था 1835. 1835 में ब्रिटिश सांसद थॉमस बेबिंगटन मैकाले ने भारत को अपनी जड़ों से उखाड़ने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा अभियान शुरू किया था.
He spoke about how in 1835 a British officer called Thomas Babington Macaulay conceptualized an education system that would inculcate British values in Indians so that it becomes easier for the Brits to rule over the subcontinent. Modi said Macaulay created a class of Indians who looked Indian but behaved like the British. You know what? He's right, but I think he's actually unaware about how deep this problem runs. What Modi described here is not new. Indians have a severe case of something called Colonial Hangover. In 1952, political philosopher Franz Fanon published a book called Black Skin, White Masks. In that, he spoke about how the colonized individual, in this case black person, internalizes the dominant white culture's racist stereotypes, leading to a profound sense of fragmented or split self. He said every colonized person goes through a process which creates a feeling of inferiority. The colonized person is systematically taught to view their own culture, history, and physical appearance as inferior to the colonizers, leading to self-hatred and a desire to assimilate into white society. In case you forgot, India used to be a British colony and we got independence in 1947. The British left, but they left behind this feeling of internalized inferiority, which has been festering for generations at this point. You can literally see it in how we behave every day. We are a country where skin whitening creams like Fair and Lovely has been advertised for decades as a ticket to success. Fair-skinned Indians always get a compliment like,
"Oh yeah, you look so nice. You look like a foreigner only. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Very nice."
That last one I know because unfortunately I have done that to a few people myself as a child without realizing what I was doing. I'm sorry, world. Our white skin fascination goes deep. If you are a white person who has visited any tourist spot in India, you will get surrounded by Indians who want to take a selfie with you as if you are some sort of celebrity.
Okay, thank you. You give me 100 rupees. Pep butter. 100 rupee pep butter.
You know what I mean? This is what Fckn was talking about. I'm just giving it a bit of an Indian twist. We have a basic fascination with everything Caucasian and foreign. Half of our population also aspires to go to these Western countries by hook or crook so that they can have a better life. We have an entire illegal trafficking network running out of this country who help people cross borders illegally. It's documented. It's called the Donkey Route. We even have a movie on it starring Shah Rukh Khan. A record 96,917 Indians were caught or expelled in 2023 trying to cross into US, up from 30,662 in 2021. That's a 3 times increase. A 25-year-old named Sumit Bhanwala had this to say: "I have been unemployed for 6 months. There is nothing here for me." Bhanwala wanted to be a policeman but gave up after question papers for a recruitment exam in 2021 were leaked to other candidates, dampening his hopes for success. "I lost all faith in the recruitment process and thought enough is enough," said Bhanwala, whose father sold the family's farmland and borrowed money from a loan shark to pay a people smuggler 5 million rupees. That's $60,175. That's for the trip. And once Indians emigrate and become non-resident Indians or NRIs, they get a sudden surge of love for their country, a sudden surge of patriotism. It's the weirdest thing. I have a few of those who troll me regularly, by the way. They proudly write Bharat in their bios and trolled anti-establishment folks like me. They keep reminding me how amazing India is and how I should be proud of it. But now, thanks to Elon's location sharing shenanigans, I know even they don't live here. What the hell? Ugh. All of this points towards colonial hangover. Look, I'm not denying that people might be escaping this hellish country looking for a better life. Of course they are. And I don't really blame them for it. I live in Delhi, where it's difficult to breathe outside right now because of all the pollution and nobody cares. So I get it. But below this desire, there are still undercurrents of wanting to be a posh foreigner, like our erstwhile colonizers. But that is not going to happen. Listen to this. In the book Colonizer and the Colonized, Albert Memmi writes, "True assimilation is ultimately impossible because the colonial system must maintain the divide to perpetuate itself. The colonized individual who attempts to assimilate remains an outcast, a half-breed of colonization. The inability to fully assimilate, coupled with the rejection of their indigenous culture, creates a state of painful and constant ambiguity." So, no matter how hard Indians try, we will never be able to fully assimilate either. That doesn't mean a lot of people aren't trying to do exactly that. Indian thinker Ashish Nandi put it nicely. He said, "Colonialism doesn't end when the colonizer leaves. It becomes the intimate enemy. It lives in your head, in your taste, in your idea of what is modern, civilized, and developed. There is no denying that the Western world has colonized our brains. It has shown us through social media what a better life looks like, what it looks like to breathe clean air and walk on streets where the traffic doesn't want to murder you all the time. Thank you, Western world. You have shown us all of these things. We also know that a large chunk of the rest of the world doesn't view India as a particularly clean and hygienic country. Yeah, remember the Twitter post I showed you earlier? I'm very aware that a lot of people abroad think that this is what our entire country looks like. A pile of garbage, a mountain of garbage. Okay, not going to lie, there are some people in this country who do live on a mountain of garbage, unfortunately. There is no use denying it. But then, just think for a minute, what would happen to you if you lived in a place like that? You would want to escape, to run away. Who wants to live on a mountain of garbage? And what if you can't? What if you can't escape? What if you don't even have that option? Well, then you stop looking around. You stare at a screen instead. You go online and you let the algorithms hypnotize you and take over your brain. That's escape. And in that desperation to escape, you distance yourself from your core identity as an Indian. You want to live like someone else, at least anonymously. That's when something like La Pulga Reborn happens. You start hating on your own people just to prove that you are not one of them. You are different. You deserve to escape. If you peel back this angry racist layer, it's actually quite sad what you're seeing here. So when Elon did this location sharing thing, he didn't just expose locations, he exposed a deep dark insecurity in a lot of Indians. A century-old colonial hangover. Just wrap your head around this for one moment, for me. Because now we need to talk about what is really driving this grift. Yes, I'm talking about friends who are watching this. I hate to break it to you, but India is a poor country. It's true. It's a fact. The faster you accept that fact, the better it will be for you to understand why we go around looking for easy money. None of this pretend to be Zionist, Russian, Argentinian online nonsense exists in a vacuum. It is happening in a country where question papers leak all the time, then students get beaten up when they complain about it. Private sector will make you work for 12 hours a day for 25,000 rupees and exposure. Then CEOs will go to brag about how hard their company people work and how they have no personal life and how that is an amazing thing. On LinkedIn, it's always LinkedIn. And half of Instagram is full of financial freedom in 90 days. Finance bros trying to sell you some course on productivity, time management, or trading in crypto. So the other day, I was having a chat with one of my capitalism loving finance bro friends. I was trying to explain to him how it is damn important to point out that our democratic system is broken, that it promotes crony capitalism and fraud, which is not capitalism. His response was,
Arey, if you see loopholes in the financial system, why don't you just exploit them instead of complaining, yeah? Yeah, other people are getting rich. Why are you so hell-bent on fixing it? Just use it and become rich. Stop complaining.
I heard that and it struck me that amongst the rich and privileged in India, there is almost zero interest in having a financial system that is fair. A system that is distributing wealth and capital fairly, that is not leaving anyone behind in this mad race to earn more money. If you talk to any rich 1%er in India today, they would say shit like this to you all the time. It is grating and infuriating. So here is what you should think about. If the system is rigged right at the top, if you constantly see how people get rich exploiting these financial loopholes in the system, then Why won't young people start treating scams and grift as a career option? In India, we have an export quality scam industry. High quality, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's like an ugly festering wound that we try to hide as a collective, but it grows and festers and becomes uglier. We are supposed to ignore it, but it hurts. Look at this. In July 2025, the Central Bureau of Investigation busted a transnational cybercrime syndicate. It was basically a call center that was operating out of Noida, targeting people from United Kingdom and Australia. Here's another. In 2022, a few YouTubers got together to bust a scam center in Kolkata. Mark Rober, Jim Browning, and Trilogy Media collaborated to hack into a call center that was running scams on people from US, UK, and Europe. They did a bunch of videos on how this call center operates. Then they flew down to Kolkata and pranked them with glitter bombs and jars full of cockroaches. Yes, that happened. And that video has a lot of views. Millions of views. Anyway, what's even more interesting is that they gained access to a secret Telegram group that consisted of 50,000 people who are employed by such scam centers. Rober said that they reached out to the Kolkata police with the evidence, but they didn't get any response or see any action on the ground being taken. Apparently, some of these scam centers have been running for a decade. So, taking this shit show into consideration, if you are a normie sitting in the US or Europe watching this video, you will have an established stereotypical mental picture of who is an Indian. Number 1, IT guy. Number 2, scam center guy. Number 3, tech support. Hello, this is Steve. I am from Microsoft. Hello, has your computer been facing a virus lately? Or a combination of all three, which is reductive. But I get why. I get why you think that, because a lot of your interactions with Indians must be that only. Call centers, phones. Yeah. Now, look at it from our point of view. If you are an Indian in your early 20s who is desperate for a job, you are most likely not seeing this as a crime, but an opportunity to make more money. There is literally no incentive to be honest and ethical here, because everyone you know who is rich has exploited a broken financial system to earn their wealth. So, when Elon rolls in with his brilliant idea of Twitter payouts based on impressions, this 20-year-old brain lights up thinking,
Wait a second. This shit is legal now? And I get paid in dollars to grift on Twitter? I don't even have to fake an accent. I get to scam people by just pretending to be someone else. I get to exploit their emotions, to rage bait. Okay, wow. Let me create a listicle account.
what we are witnessing on Twitter is a bizarre mutation of the scam center model that was already in place. Earlier, it used to be call random Americans, pretend to be Microsoft support, scare them about viruses, and take their money. Now it's about pretend to be random American, scare actual Americans about migrants, Muslims, Indians, Palestinians who are entering their country and taking their jobs, farm their rage, and then take Elon's money. It's a nice grift. Structurally, it's the same grift also. Earlier, these scam center operatives would fake an accent and call themselves Steve. Now they pretend to be a Chad American who screams about kicking out these filthy immigrants who smell, who are dirty, who should go back and poop in their own country. Whatever their racist ass brains can come up with. But hey, they're Indians doing this to Indians also. What? Mind-boggling? What? And this model is being used in other poorer countries as well. A recent investigation showed a Sri Lankan influencer making hundreds of thousands of dollars by pumping out AI generated anti-migrant Islamophobic content targeting British audiences. Geet Suryapura hired a bunch of students and ran a rage bait grift on Facebook. Then he used AI to make generative content. He claims to have made $300,000 running these Facebook pages and groups. That, my friends, is a lot of money in Sri Lanka. In short, the current payout system on Twitter rewards people to be the worst version of themselves. You are not getting paid to debunk misinformation or talk about labor rights. Nobody cares about that. You are getting paid to farm outrage, bait people, start fights, and trigger randos on the internet who are already triggered by some random culture war that is going on in their country. And we Indians know very well how to do that. All that internalized colonial hangover bubbles and froths and spills out online like a warm beer. That's when you get these lovely people spreading filth, absolute filth online. Look, I'm not saying that this is a good thing. I hope you know that. I'm not trying to justify this. I am just trying to tell you that there are very real circumstances which have led to this unfortunate situation. I have spent a lot of time connecting these dots and thinking about this problem so that I can present it to you as honestly as possible. Having said that, till now this video was quite mild according to me, because the next chapter is going to be difficult both for you, the viewer, and me, the creator of this video. But it has to be done. Oof. Okay, let's talk about our First, let me just quickly review what I have told you so far in this video. Elon's payout system has turned Twitter into a rage bait casino. Our colonial hangover makes us want to escape being Indian, and how a broken economic system pushes people towards grift. Now, let's talk about the most uncomfortable part, because honestly, it's really easy for me to just sit here and say,
Oh, look how racist the West is being towards us Indians. They make fun of my accent all the time. They say that I poop on the streets. They say that I live on a mountain of garbage. Oh no, sad life. Oh.
yeah, sure, it feels terrible. But I have learned to live with that kind of hate online. I mean, just check my last video. Why the world hates Indians. Just look at the comments. You will know what I mean. But if I'm being honest with you and myself, I have also come to terms with the fact that Indians are not just victims of racism. We are also perpetrators. Yeah, we do it to each other. Let me give you some examples. People from the northeast who travel to Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai or other parts of India have to face a special kind of racism. There is a specific C word which is used to refer to them. It got so bad that the government has put a 5-year jail term punishment to anyone who uses it. I just want to read this bit out for you from an Al Jazeera story. Bruce Thankhal, a journalist, talks about a horrible experience in Delhi. When people call me Bahadur, China, etc., I ask them politely, why do you call me this? I am also an Indian. But in response, they pull my shirt, twist my arm, or grab my neck. A few months ago, my sister and I went to Sarojini Nagar market in Delhi. Someone called me King Kong, Chow Chow, Momo in a low tone voice, but loud enough for me to hear. When I confronted, they roughed me up. A crowd formed and they enjoyed the show. They pinched my cheeks. The men tried to pull my sister's hair, touched her back. Believe me when I say this, I have friends from the northeast who have told me such horrifying experiences of racism that it made my blood boil. There are other examples. African students living and studying in India have been beaten up by mobs in Greater Noida. After some horrific incidents back in 2017, the heads of African diplomatic missions in India issued a statement saying this kind of aggression was xenophobic and racial in nature. It is also a sad reality that even dark-skinned Indians are bullied and discriminated against regularly. Fair-skinned people are considered inherently more valuable in our society. That's why we have all this fair and lovely skin whitening nonsense going on. When I talk about racism against Indians, it's only fair to point out how we have been practicing our own ugly version of racism in this subcontinent. On top of it, we also have caste discrimination. We discriminate by birth. And again, barely anyone ever talks about it or wants to deal with this reality. We hide it by using culture as an excuse, or if someone gets offended by a racist remark, we pass it off like a joke. We are like,
Oh, it was supposed to be funny, yaar. Don't get offended, okay? It was just a joke. Chill. Why you take it so seriously? Why you take everything so seriously? Haha.
yeah, it's not chill. It's not funny. At all. At all. I doubt if the person on the receiving end thinks that it is chill for people to call them Ching Chong China or Momo or whatever else juvenile shit that your racist brain has cooked up. Ugh. Who comes up with this shit? Kids. Yes, kids. That's who come up with this shit. And then adults also use it because they never grow up. Of course not. Oh, and don't even get me started on the landlords in places like Delhi, Bangalore, and Mumbai. They literally raise rents while giving out flats to people from the Northeast or immigrants from Africa. It's almost like a racist premium that they charge over and above the normal rent. It's bizarre. And again, nobody talks about this. Okay, so let's come back to Panchal. Remember him? Remember the comments under Zubair's tweet? You have seen those people from other parts of the world saying, this is how an average Indian looks like, and really enjoying the fact that a person with a legit deformity is being used as a global humiliation bumper sticker. Feels horrible, doesn't it? If you are wondering why people are behaving this way, the answer is closeted racism. Just like how there are racists here in India, there are racists all around the world who just need an excuse to be full-on bigoted and discriminatory towards people they don't like. So combine everything that I have told you till now. This is how a lot of racists from around the world are stereotyping Indians right now. We run scam centers and loot vulnerable old white people. We pretend to be Zionist, Russian, Americans, Argentinian footballers online and run grifts. We cheer when Palestinian kids are bombed because Muslims. We cheer when atrocities happen against black people, Muslims, and other vulnerable groups because that gets engagement and clicks. So the world is not blind to all of this. They see all of this and it is all out in the open. And now they think that we deserve the racism that is coming our way. That we are dirty, smelly curry munchers who poop out in the open. And that now needs to be said out loud to us, that we live in the middle of a mountain of garbage, that we are Pajits or whatever other freaking racist term that comes to their head. Child brain. Same syndrome. Child brain syndrome. They have not grown up either. To put it plainly, our shitty behavior as a society and population is giving closeted racists an even more reason to be racist towards us. As if their horrible behavior is now justified because some 20-year-old kid was pretending to be an alpha male Andrew Tate MAGA supporting prick. I'll say it again, racists don't really need reasons to be racist, but if they find any vulnerability, they will exploit it, they will go to town with it. And we as a country are giving them a bucket load of that. 24/7. And what's worse is that we refuse to look into the mirror and see what we are doing. This is not just limited to Twitter or social media, it manifests on the ground in real life. The same NRIs who are so proud about India and how amazing this country is have been facing outright racist attacks in multiple countries. In Ireland, there have been enough racist attacks on Indians that the Indian embassy had to issue advisories, and the Irish president himself came out and called the attacks totally unacceptable. In Australia, anti-immigrant marches like March for Australia quickly turned into "Let's hate on Indian migrants" rally, with far-right groups openly targeting Indians and other immigrants. An ABC report from Sydney literally quotes a man yelling at an Indian woman on the street, "Curry muncher, smelly Indian, Mrs. 7-Eleven truck driver." In Georgia, travelers have spoken about being made to sit on the footpath like cattle, getting strip searched and humiliated at airports despite valid visas. While I was writing this video, one of my writers told me an absolute horror story. They were in France for their masters and went out to have lunch. There were two people of color on the table. One was a Nigerian, one was an Indian. The rest were Caucasian Spanish people. During lunch, they started conversing in Spanish, totally ignoring the two people who didn't understand the language. The only thing they said to them was,
Eating with hands is so retarded. Haha, lol. Just a joke.
if you are a person of color in Europe, you will have to prove yourself constantly before anyone will take you seriously, which can be quite exhausting, I imagine. And for Indians, the colonial hangover just kicks in and it becomes even more difficult to counter such behavior. People you consider friends turn out to be racists, and that can hurt big time. And when you see the same shit unfolding at scale on the internet, it can be quite traumatic and triggering for a lot of people living in these countries, all these non-resident Indians. You will find hundreds of instances of this, and they are rising across the world. Please open your eyes and realize what is happening to us as a society, as Indians. We are stuck in a horrifying, cursed loop. First, we are racist towards other nationalities and even our own people. Second, we have a lot of people who are grifting and scamming folks in other countries. Third, our behavior online is not exactly pleasant. We are not nice. Fourth, already existing racists in other countries are being even more racist towards us because now they have all of these excuses. And meanwhile, Elon Musk's hell site monetizes this entire process and allows him to get richer and richer and richer. Isn't all of this just extremely messed up? Do you see it? See, this is why it's so difficult to talk about this. If I just say white people are being racist towards Indians and that's bad, full stop. Or if I say from the other side, Indians are behaving badly, so we deserve how the world treats us, then I'm just joining this online dumpster fire. These are simplistic reactions to an extremely complex and nuanced problem that is helping nobody. I have a very simple belief that if we don't understand a problem completely, properly, how will we ever find a solution to it? And this giant festering problem needs a solution. Don't you think? Yes, we do. And on that, I have a bunch of thoughts. So, what the hell do we do now? It's a mind-boggling problem, isn't it? If you have seen the video till here, then you have already witnessed the following. Just reviewing. A disabled man's face is being turned into a racist meme. Elon's stupidity. Indians suffering from colonial hangover. The fact that scamming people is now a part of our basic Indian culture. And some classic Desi racism. So yeah, mind-boggling. So you're probably thinking, am I just supposed to accept now that the world sucks for Indians in general? That everyone hates us? They hate us more? What can we do about this? Is there something we can do about this? Can we fix this? It's not simple, but I have a few ideas. There is a hard mode and there is an easy mode. Let's start with the hard mode first. To do this one, we first need to accept one brutal fact. We cannot demand dignity from the world while proudly behaving like absolute shits when we go out in the world. Meaning, if Indians want to be taken seriously when we say, please don't dehumanize Indians, then we have to stop dehumanizing everyone else for profit and fun. So the hard mode is we need to do some uncool, non-viral things which the algorithm won't reward. Just like this video. Yes, yeah, the algorithm hates me. Anyway, here is what you can do. 1. Stop promoting hustle culture. If your livelihood depends on lying to old people or manipulating strangers' emotions, it's not hustle. It is called theft and fraud. So call it that. Full stop. Parents and schools need to tell their kids to stop thinking that fraud and theft is a good thing. They need to tell them about these call centers and specifically teach them how all of that is wrong. 2. Stop role-playing as racists for engagement. If your account depends on pretending to be a Zionist, a Russian soldier, an Israeli soldier, an IDF babe, a white American nationalist, or an Argentinian football god, then please understand this. You are not owning the libs. You are doing unpaid emotional labor for the white racists and getting paid by Elon. This is not a productive use of your time and it is rotting your brain. So stop. Stop cheering for violence. If you are cheering when kids are dying after being bombed in Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, Pakistan, wherever, you have permanently lost the right to cry when someone dehumanizes you and your people. Yes, it's that simple. Get it in your thick head. You want the world to see you as a human being? Start by seeing other humans as human beings. Number 4, stop telling kids to do jugaad. If all we teach the next generation is
Beat the system. Ban jao topper. Do whatever and earn money. Whatever you need to do. Just earn money. Paisa kamao.
guess what children will do? Exactly what Elon wants them to do. Become perfectly optimized little outrage machines. So stop telling kids to hustle, do jugaad, cut corners all the time. This is not a rat race. Please stop telling them that. Because we are not rats. We are not rats. And finally, stop being racist. Wow! In your group chats, in your housing society, in your office, when someone says the C word, Hapshi, Momo, Bihari people are like this only, Mallu people are like that only, Muslims are like this only. Yeah, then notice it. Notice it. Pay attention to it. It's important. You don't have to give a TED talk after that. Just say, boss, that's not okay. Just not okay. And then make things awkward. Yes, it's a brilliant strategy. Make things awkward because that is how a culture shifts. One uncomfortable, awkward silence at a time. Don't be afraid of having dinner with an awkward bunch of parents. All of these things are not going to be easy to do. It requires an entire culture shift. But I hope, I at least really hope that some parent is watching this today and thinking about how to raise their kids in a proper way. I hope that some foreigner is watching this today and thinking, oh, okay, this problem is a lot more complicated than I thought it was, and gets a better understanding of why Indians are behaving the way they are on the internet. I hope there are people here who are watching who have seen their colleagues being racist and being absolute horrible people, and they will step up to turn things awkward at work or dinner or family tables, wherever it is. Make it awkward. Say it with me. Make things awkward. If you have seen the video till this point, then please leave a comment below saying, I solemnly swear to make things awkward. At the end of the day, I'm a hopeful person at heart. Maybe you are too. I don't know. So you can try the hard mode and keep trying forever, because I I think it's worth it. Okay, now let's come to the easy mode. Easy for me to say, hard for them to do, but still, we need to make our government give a shit. The Indian government. And if our government actually gave a shit about Indians being treated like humans, it could do the following things. Make noise when Indians are attacked abroad, not just boilerplate advisory tweets which say,
We are monitoring the situation. Yes, we are. We are looking. We are seeing all of this happening and monitoring it.
our government needs to put in some real diplomatic pressure, public condemnation, and consistently follow up. If the Irish president in Ireland can say totally unacceptable, then our prime minister can definitely say something more than,
I met the diaspora. Very vibrant, very dynamic. Look how they dance. So nice.
Number 2, stop using NRIs only as background crowd for events. You can't keep flying abroad, doing mega shows, milking NRIs for PR, and then go quiet when those same NRIs are being beaten up, abused, and called curry munchers on the streets and on Twitter and just larger internet. Stop exploiting our diaspora for your marketing needs and actually help them live a better life abroad. Oh, and as a side note to NRIs, please stop being a useful idiot for this cowardly government that clearly doesn't give a shit about you. Just saying, have some self-respect. Number 3, push to regulate platforms like Twitter. Not in a ban free speech way, but in a you can't monetize hate and targeted racism way. We need regulations like demonetize accounts that repeatedly post racist, genocidal, or targeted hate. Demand transparency on recommended algorithms for Indian users. Set up real, time-bound processes to deal with mass harassment. Basically, our government needs to tell Elon to his face, Hey, Elon! You don't get to turn Indians into rage bait spewing shit posters just so that your health site gets more profits, you can sell more ads and spread more hate. You cannot do that anymore. So those were my suggestions for the government. Will they do any of this? I doubt it, but I would love to be proven wrong. Yeah, it'll help everyone. I'm doing my job and putting out my wishes in the universe through a strongly worded long ass essay video. Take it and deal with it. Please understand this. I'm saying this for the 3rd time. Racist will continue being racist. Grifters will continue to grift. Platforms will continue to platform both of these categories of horrible human beings. And the government will continue to do event management instead of actual governance. All of this sounds dire, I know, but in the middle of all of this are regular folks like you and me, whose singular job is to not think that things are out of control, that they are out of our control. We can still control who we amplify, what we have to say, who we engage with, our language, what we laugh at, when we stay silent, and when we say out loud, this is not okay. No, just stop. This is not okay. It is not cool. Perhaps if enough of us do that, we can get some of our dignity and self-respect back as Indians. Maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you were here till the end. Please do come for my show if you are in Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad and later in Goa, Kolkata, Nagpur. Please come. Watch my story. It is very fun. I also wanted to tell you about this thing that has been in my video for so long. It is called the Citizen Magnate Journal. If you are an Indian citizen who is feeling extremely frustrated, you know, the shit is going down, nothing is great, everything is going to shit, world is burning, that sort of anxiety feelings, then I have an answer for you. If you are wondering what can I do about all of this, then this is the answer. This is the Citizen Magnate Journal. You can buy it on bunchofmerch.com. Again, bunchofmerch.com. What this is that it turns your life into an RPG adventure, which makes you a better citizen. I give you tasks every day like an NPC character. You have a quest line and you can learn about the constitution, democracy, free speech, how to make your own environment at home better by dealing with racist, bigoted people, and how to do it politely and nicely. I don't think people teach these skills anymore, so I thought maybe I should try to make people better citizens, because if the country needs to be better, we need good citizens, no? So let's start. Please get, yes, bunchofmerch.com, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again.